Mr. Jesperson.
Dr. Lullaby. Huh. I did not recognize you.
I have embraced what might be considered a more primal side, living in New Babylon.
I see. I do have to say that you look, you look well.
The healthiest I have been in decades.
Hmm. It almost, make me think that you're going to, I don't know, star in a John Wayne movie or something.
I assure you, engaging in the popular cultures of the time has no appeal to me.
Of course, of course.
Oh, Mr. Jesperson, you must be truly desperate to reach out to me.
Well, I wouldn't really say desperate. Like I said over text, I like to see therapists. I like to gauge them. I like to understand them. I like to see how they tick, see how they work. Most therapists, they are in over their heads and they have no centralized idea of what they are doing, even if they like to pretend that they know what they're doing.
Yes,
They often seem to be I don't know, of the opinion that they can do as they wish and no one and how do I put this exactly? They either give up too fast or they don't ever give up when they should.
yes.
What type?
Fits into their playbook or it becomes personal.
Yes. So, what type of therapist are you, doctor?
I refer to myself as a somatic alchemist. Therapy is very limiting. I
Mm.
also find that the therapists of this city are beholden to forces that perpetuate sheep. They must adhere to rules and abide by the government. I see such things as pointless and limiting.
Well, yes, and that is kind of why it is frustrating when a therapist won't see you at all simply because of a conflict.
There are no conflicts of interest for me,
Mm,
because everything is an interest to me.
of course. Have you met Siren Grey?
In passing, yes.
Mm.
Pixie as well.
Mm. I have not had the pleasure of meeting Siren, but she is currently seeing Ember as she sits and rots on her psychiatric hold.
Siren Grey is not cut out for such a task.
She is not,
Well,
but she doesn't
I
know
would be
that.
entertained to watch.
At any rate, what exactly am I supposed to do for you specifically, Doctor? Am I to tell you my life story? Am I to tell you why I am the way that I am so you can gauge?
I find that one's circumstances are less important than their goals.
Mm,
I care not for the past, but for what you intend the future to be.
I see.
Any one of us is capable of becoming what we need to become, regardless of what we have been in the past.
Of course.
So that is what I would request of you. What do you aim for?
I certainly aim high, but I often find myself folding when the chips are down. Kind of one of the reasons why I wound up turning myself in for 500 years at Bolingbroke, because I folded. Weakness.
We all have our own. Tell me, what is it that encouraged you to fold?
The funny part is it was the words of a person that I could give less than a shit about these days. And it wasn't even because of. They didn't tell me to turn myself in. They did not. However, the way in which they spoke to me in our final conversation before I turned myself in was, it influenced me in such a way that I felt like that was the logical option in the moment. And so my next course of action was to do that. And this was from somebody who I greatly respected at the time. Someone who had been there for me during a time where I needed to find myself.
Respect ebbs and flows. Those we respect now are rarely those that we respect in the future.
This most definitely is the most, I guess, apparent case of that. I regretted the decision that I made, obviously. And I guess I wonder now. I haven't reached that point, just for clarification's sake. But I want to ensure that I don't reach that point. Because self-sabotage is a hell of a fucking drug.
I wouldn't know. I'm curious, what is it that this person said that would make your mind turn the gears to turn yourself in?
This was some time ago. It's difficult for me to state clearly what they said, but it was enough to turn the tide, as it were, because I had a lot of plans at the time. I was intending a grandiose finish to a long story I had plotted. She said something along the lines of, even after everything, and this is heavy, heavy paraphrasing, but even after everything, that you have done to me and to my friends, I would likely still forgive you.
Ah, the carrot on a stick of redemption.
Yes.
And you have since given up such dreams?
I tried it, actually. I did try it. But you want to know what I got for it?
Hmm.
Nothing. I got absolutely nothing for it. I
I'm not surprised.
I tried to be the person that this city wanted me to be or expected me to be. I tried to show change. But how exactly can one change if the city itself and the people within it will not even allow it? How can you both want it but also not want it at the same time?
The true question is, why do you care?
That is the true question. I cared because, unlike someone like, say, perhaps yourself or Norman Bones, I am a man. And a man has emotions, a man has flaws, a man makes mistakes. No matter how perfect he tries to present himself to the world, the fundamental flaw of a man is that he cannot give in when all that is just emotions taking control. Pesky emotions. Sometimes to the point where I perhaps feel more emotions than maybe even the most um unpsychopathic person you could meet.
I see.
Psychopaths aren't supposed to feel emotions, are they, Doctor?
No one is supposed to do anything. The only opinion, the only reputation that you are beholden to is the one that you assign yourself. Your emotions may be the ones you blame, but at the end of the day, it is the perspectives of others that drive those emotions.
Mm,
When you care what other people think, you inhibit yourself. You operate within their framework. When you only care about your own approval, that is where you will truly thrive.
mm, I see. That is the issue. I know it's the issue. It has always been the issue. I care too much.
And what would happen if you were to stop caring?
Well, if I were to stop caring, Whole lot of coulda, whole lot of shoulda. The problem is that I don't think I could, because in my perspective, it's kind of a good thing for me to care. Because it allows me to be smart.
You think your intelligence is contingent on your concern for other people.
Well, I mean, sure, you could say it's a concern for, strictly speaking, other people, but it could also be considered a concern for myself. I do not necessarily claim to suggest that I am not included in that lot.
So you enforce upon yourself restrictions. Restrictions that you think will keep yourself in line with the others.
I suppose that depends. You know, me and perhaps yourself and I, we may be similar in some ways, but we are certainly different in other ways, because I do tend to, at times, though not always, respect the parameters presented to me by those who could offer me solutions to problems. Problems that perhaps I could not solve on my own or with my family. As much as people dislike me, Doctor, there are those who like me.
And why do you care?
Because they are tools to be used. If they like me, then it's easy. Is it not?
This is true. So then the question becomes, what will these tools be used for?
Whatever I need done.
You don't have an end goal in mind?
I certainly have an end goal in mind, but this is probably the part where we do not speak openly. You have to understand.
That is fair.
You do have to also understand that, yes, I am talking to you, Doctor. Someone who
Yes, you
has
are.
caused a great deal of mischief about the city.
You know, I find that children, in all of their innocence, are often the wisest of us. Have you ever been approached by one who asks you a simple why question,
That
and you
depends on
give
the
them an
why.
answer, and they ask why again, and you give them an answer, and again they ask why?
Mm-hmm.
That is what we should all be doing to get to the root cause of what is actually happening to us.
Mm.
I ask you why you care what other people think. You tell me it is because of your emotions. because we are nothing without them. I ask, why? Do your emotions make you care? You tell me because you are able to leverage others through emotion. I ask why, again. You tell me that others can be leveraged to achieve your purpose. So finally, I ask you why once more. Why do you need others to achieve your purpose?
Why do you need others to achieve your purpose?
My purpose does not require others. Others are slowly becoming my purpose.
Hmm.
My time in New Babylon has gifted me an alternative perspective. A society of people looking to achieve their own ends separate from the rest of the world. I find satisfaction in actualizing their dreams.
Hmm.
Not in actualization the way that your standard run-of-the-mill therapist would find. For you, for example, a therapist would try to correct your behavior, try to get you on the straight and narrow, as it were. My goal would be to have you be the best version of who you dream to be. To achieve that goal, to kill or control whoever you see fit, without apprehension.
I tend to spew something similar. Those who I have shown my version of actualization are simply extended beyond their initial parameters. The parameters were always there. It was just a question of knocking on the door and opening the door and letting everything inside come out.
Yes, but I fear this is where we differ. I do not knock. I encourage them to find their own door.
Mm.
So, where is your door, Mr. Jesperson?
Well, one of my doors was just over there, but unfortunately it burned down.
Are you referring to
Well,
the fun house?
it depends on which funhouse you're talking about. If you're thinking of the clown's funhouse, no. But if you're thinking of my funhouse, yes. Just over that ridge there. Or at least it was.
See. And what were those walls to you?
Behind those walls, felt like you could do just about anything. Get people to see things from your perspective, from your level, from your state of being. Truly show them that they matter. Or perhaps that they don't matter. One extreme versus the other in this particular instance.
Whatever need be heard.
Yes.
At the end of it all, though, what are those walls but plaster, drywall, and 2x4s? What is preventing you from actualizing that dream right here?
I suppose nothing truly. Except for those that except for those who must always protect. Ah, what is this now? An
Do feel
unknown
free to
number
take it.
call.
Mr. Jesperson.
Hello there, how are you?
Oh, I'm alright, I'm alright. How are you, Mr. Jesperson?
I am okay. I am actually in the midst of a therapy session. But,
Oh, okay,
yes,
okay.
yes, yes. Do you have any updates, though, on your situation?
There's a plea deal being worked out, and I'll be talking to my lawyer to see what's going on with that. I woke up and immediately went to a payphone to talk to you.
Ah, I see, I see. You know that's illegal, right?
Uh, no, nothing is illegal unless anybody says something about it.
Of course, you know. Uh, one man's, legality is another man's, breaking the law. Or some such nonsense, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
It
It
wasn't
was
you.
it was Patrick.
Especially if you choose that plea deal. I mean, it's certainly, you know. Well, actually, you're saying that it was you in that particular case. You are saying it was you, but, you know,
Yes, all for the milkshakes.
all for the milkshakes, yes.
Yes.
Of course, milkshakes. Listen, maybe call me back in about 5. Maybe call your brother or something.
My brother.
Yes, your brother.
I have a lot of brothers, don't I?
Oh, come now. You know which brother.
I'll call him. I'll call
Okay,
him.
okay. I'm just going to continue here, and perhaps we will catch up soon. But
Have
we will see.
fun.
Yes, yes,
Try
yes.
not to kill your therapist.
Try not to.
Have
That, for instance, was in fact a. Ooh, yes. Now that is
Fascinating.
Happy New Year.
Now, where were we?
Something about two extremes about people.
Ah, yes, about what was preventing you from living the life from within those walls out here. And I do believe you said nothing was preventing that.
True. Nothing is technically preventing that. In all likelihood, in all technicalities, as it were, nothing prevents anyone from doing anything at any time, in any place.
And yet, here you are, preventing yourself.
Correct. But also not preventing myself. Because I am a planner. I am someone who likes to put everything together, all of the pieces of the puzzle, before seeing it in action. If I do not put all the pieces together properly, the outcome could perhaps be unsatisfactory. So in that sense, I find restraint to be acceptable, because if I am not showing a level of restraint or a level of control to an extent of what I do and where I do it, then it will simply lead to ruin. Though I suppose it also has the opposite effect as well. Sometimes if you overplan, then that too could lead to the same result. You see, it's not as if I'm not unaware of these issues. It's just a question of choosing the correct path, I guess, as it were.
You see, my approach is slightly different. I do not work towards one specific end. I simply let the ball roll. A nudge here, a suggestion there. Always dabbling. Allows me the freedoms to continue doing what I want. I fear your methods might land you back in prison, incapable of achieving your goals. Perhaps you too should adopt a more subtle method.
Subtlety is certainly a thing that has been lacking, whether of my own creation or not. And it is the flaw of creating a family, because you often want your family to act a certain way, but then they do not. And they often behave like a bunch of petulant children who constantly need my attention.
And such is their prerogative. But just like any parent could dismiss a child, you can also refocus on a more, let's say, beneficial relationship. Leave them to their devices. Let them flounder while you continue with better things.
At least one of them seems to be doing that right now as we speak.
Well, then you are on the right path.
It wasn't even because it wasn't as if I intended for that to happen. It just happened because rebellion.
Yes, but the fact that you are able to stand here and laugh about it means you are capable of disconnecting from that concern for them. Well, Mr. Jesperson, I really must be going, but this has been an enlightening conversation. I do think we should do it again sometime.
Perhaps we should.
Maybe I will be the first therapist to reach round 2.
It's round 3, but yes.
Well then, I look forward to your future insights.
You as well, Doctor.
Take care.